or three sentences before that, okay? I want you to read it out loud so the jury can hear you well and that Mr. Delrianda can hear you.
I apologize. What page?
Oh, it's just 3 lines before what you had her read. Page 2 or 3 at the bottom. Let's start right with Mr. Delrianda's statement. Just read that out loud if you would, slowly.
How would you describe their physique at all? Of the guy on top or the guy on the bottom?
Okay, go ahead. And what was your answer?
I know after seeing the TV of what's happening.
And then, I'm sorry, then what did you say?
And then Mr. Diana say, okay. And then I said, comparing their pictures.
Okay. Keep going, then go to the point that Mr. Delrianda had you focus on.
I think Zimmerman is definitely on top because of his size.
Right. But again, not because you had independent thought that he was on top, but only because you compared the pictures that we just talked about, right?
Yes.
That was the only reason.
Objection, Your Honor, beyond the scope of direct.
I'm hoping this is the last question on recross.
It is, Your Honor. So the only basis for your comparison, again, was not, as you said, in response to the redirect question. You just thought he was on top because you thought he was on top, but only because of the comparison of the pictures of the 12-year-old child, right?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Thank you. You get the last questions because this is your witness. Any redirect?
The person who was on top is the person who got up, right?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. May Ms. Manalo be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. You are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. The state, please call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state will recall Ms. Ramona Rumph.
All right, you've heard the next witness to be called, Ramona Rumph, and she is the person who was on the stand, told to stand by. She may be coming back, and she is because the 911 calls are back in. Bill, I have to ask you, the last words from the state were pretty powerful. The person on top is the person who got up, right? And she said yes.
Yes, but again, she made the comparison based upon, as Mr. O'Mara pointed out, a photograph of Trayvon Martin when he was 12 years of age. That's what you're left with at the end of this witness's testimony.
All right, we're going to go back to courtroom 5D, and we anticipate those 5 911 calls will be played. These were the non-emergency phone calls placed by George Zimmerman in the months and year prior to the shooting of Trayvon Martin, February 26, 2012. We know there are 5 calls, and today they were admitted into evidence, and as she raises her right hand, we will anticipate hearing those. We've listened to those, Bill. Our viewers have listened to those as well outside the presence of the jury, and they're trying to drive the point home that his state of mind was frustration because nothing ever happened.
That's exactly right. The state of mind, which is necessary to establish, at least by the state, his in state of mind at the time they allege he committed second-degree murder.
Back to the courtroom.
This case, specifically 3 of the 911 calls, and we were going to make sure that we knew the disconnect times. If I could take you back, I think you testified earlier that what I'll call the Lauer call, and that is incident number 1669, connected at 19:16 and 11. Were you able to tell us now the disconnect time for that call?
Yes,
And what time is that?
19:18:40.
Thank you, ma'am. And I guess for those of us who maybe don't speak military times, that 7:18 and 40 seconds p.m.?
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
I'm going to move to incident number 1680. That is what we've labeled the Serdica call. The connection time, I think you testified to that, was 19:17:06. Was that correct?
Yes,
And were you able to tell us the disconnect time for that call?
yes,
What is it?
19:31:35.
Thank you, ma'am. And finally, as it relates to the 911 calls, the good call, which is incident 1686, I think you told us that the connection time was 19:17:15. Could you tell us the disconnect call, please? Disconnect time, please.
1919-03.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Now,
welcome.
as it relates to the communication center, you told us that there are two separate numbers, 911, and I think you called it the non-emergency or administrative line.
That is correct.
What is the phone number for that line?
688-5070.
Is that area code 407?
I'm sorry, yes.
So 407-688-5070
Yes.
of 2011. You remember that discussion?
Yes.
And I think we had played the first one. If I may approach, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
Show you what's already in evidence. This is Exhibit 171, which is the recording, and 172, which I believe are the accompanying paper reports that you'd earlier referenced.
The CAD events, correct?
There are a total of 5 of those.
Yes.
All right. I'd first like to start, I guess, let's go chronologically, if you would. The first one of those 5 was dated when?
August 3rd, 2011
And about what time of day?
at 1845.
Okay. If I may publish, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Thank
Let
you.
me just maintain my continuing objection, Your Honor, for these and future similar calls.
You may do so, and your objection is sustained, overruled, I'm sorry.
Airport Police Department, Lawyers Quarters, Petra.
Hey, our neighborhood burglarized or robbed today, and my wife saw one of the kids that did it, and we see someone that matches his description in the neighborhood right now again.
Okay, and what's your address out there?
I'd rather not give out my address because he's obviously in the neighborhood, but it's Retreat View Circle. You can use 1111, which is the clubhouse.
Okay, so does he live in the neighborhood, or he's just out
I
walking?
don't know. It's the first time I've ever seen him.
Okay. And what is your name?
My name is George
Your last name, George?
Zimmerman.
And your phone
Like I
number you're
said,
calling from?
407-435-2400.
Okay, and is he white, black, or Hispanic?
Black.
And what's
My
he
wife
wearing?
talked to Detective Walker and gave him a description of the guy we see now.
Okay, what's he wearing right now?
A white tank top and black shorts, brown sandals, and black socks.
Okay, and is he walking?
Yes.
Okay, and so is he near the,
The back entrance to the neighborhood.
so he's at the back entrance?
Yeah. He just went between the houses to the back? Yeah. Shoot.
You've been looking at your car.
I'm not. Why not?
Okay, we'll get an officer out there, check the area.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Ms. Rumph, what is the date and time for the next call in chronological order?
August 6, 2011 at 22:20 hours. That would be 10:20.
Thank you.
Tampa Bay Fire Department, Brian's recorded. This is Nicole. How can I help you?
Hi, there was a break-in in my neighborhood recently, and two youths that matched the description of the people. My wife ID'd them and saw them. They're back in the neighborhood.
What's the address?
You can use 1111 Retreat View Circle, Sanford, Florida. Or you know that, right?
Friendly townhouse?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And what do they look like? Are they white, black, or Hispanic?
Black males, two black males in their late teens. One's wearing a black, white beard, black tank top, and black shorts, and the other one's wearing a black shirt and blue jeans. And they're at the back gate of the neighborhood.
Okay. Approximately how old are they?
Late teens.
Okay. You want to leave your name or number?
I can leave my name and my number. I'll actually be at the back gate to let the officers in because there's no code there.
What's your name?
It's George, and it's 407-435-2400.
Okay.
If you'll let the officers know, they typically run away quickly, and I think they head over to the neighborhood, the next neighborhood over, so you may want to send the unit over to Calabria Cove.
What's it called?
Calabria Cove.
Okay. Yeah, Cove. All right, I'll let them know, and they are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Ms. Rumph, what is the date and time for the next call in chronological order, please?
September 23rd, 2011 at 23:08, and that'll be 11:08.
Thank you.
Police Department, this line is being recorded. This is Vicki.
Hi, Vicki. My name is George, and I live at the Retreat of Twin Lakes subdivision.
Okay.
I'm part of the Neighborhood Watch. And I just wanted to let you guys know that somebody left. We've been plagued with some robberies, burglaries, and somebody did leave their garage door open.
Hold on, sir. 1 second. I've got my units calling me. Hold on. 1512. 10-4, sir. Go ahead. Stand by. Hold on for me just one moment, sir. I apologize.
No problem.
Okay, we're back to 1512. Reference Justin McKinney, 1029P is 1054, no local, showing a valid DL out of Manhattan, Kansas. At 2310. Okay, somebody's got their garage door open, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you know the address of where the garage door is open?
As far as I can tell, because it's poorly lit, I believe it's 2040 Retreat View Circle. Of course, Sanford, Florida.
Okay.
House.
And you said there's been a lot of break-ins there lately?
Yes, ma'am. We actually just had our neighborhood watch meeting yesterday, and Sergeant Herx came out here, and Officer Buchanan.
Okay.
Told us to report anything suspicious, and it's late, and they usually don't have their garage door open all night, so.
Okay, and George, what is your last name?
Zimmerman,
And what's the telephone number in case we need to call you back?
407-435-2400.
Okay, are there any cars in the garage or the driveway just so we can make sure we're going to the right?
Yep, in the garage, there's a silver Nissan Xterra.
Okay, we've already got an officer heading that way, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ms. Rumph, what is the next call and date and time in chronological order, please?
October 1st, 2011, at 00:53. That would be at 12:53 a.m.
Hello, County. For police, this is my name, Recorder Sharon speaking.
Hi, I was just calling because we've had a lot of break-ins in our neighborhood recently, and I'm on the neighborhood watch. And there's two suspicious characters at the gate of my neighborhood. I've never seen them before. I have no idea what they're doing. They're just hanging out, loitering.
What's the address?
1111 Retreat View Circle. And that's Sanford,
The
Florida.
Twin Lakes townhouses?
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm Retreat at Twin Lakes, yes.
So yes, that was Twin Lakes townhouses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Can I get your name and a callback number?
George, and it's 407-435-2400.
And George, can I get a last name?
Zimmerman,
And Mr. Zimmerman, can you describe the two individuals?
two African-American males. They looked, I know one was in a white Impala.
How old did they look to you?
Mid to late 20s, early 30s.
They're in a Chevy Impala. Did you get a license plate?
A white, no, it's a white Chevrolet sedan. It's either an Impala or a Lumina, but I think it's an Impala.
Can you still see them?
No, ma'am, I didn't want to attract attention.
How long ago were they out there?
Just, 10 seconds ago. I just called. I called it 10 seconds ago.
Okay. All right, we'll send someone out there and see what we can do, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
And Ms. Rumph, what is the last call date and time in chronological order, please?
February 2nd, 2012, at 20:29 hours, and that would be 8:29.
Sanford Police Department, this line's been recorded. This is Renee.
Hey, can I get an officer to 1960 Retreat View Circle?
Your name?
George?
You said 1960?
Yes, 1960.
What's going on there, George?
I'm with the Neighborhood Watch, and we've had some burglaries and vandalisms lately. And this gentleman was walking in the neighborhood. I've seen before on trash days, going around picking up trash. I don't know what his deal is.
Is he white, black, or Hispanic?
It's black.
What is he wearing?
He's wearing a black leather jacket, a black bomber hat.
Black, what kind of hat?
Like a bomber hat, like the ones that have the ears, like
Okay.
that you can fold down.
Black leather jacket, black hat, and what else?
And like flannel printed pajama pants.
And what is he doing?
He keeps going to this guy's house. I know him. I know the resident. He's Caucasian. And he's going up to the house and then going along the side of it and then coming to the street and then going back to the side of it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to approach him personally. If you have an officer available, I'd probably have him stop on Reinhardt across the street from Walter Meets Bentley and go around the back.
Okay, George, what's your telephone number you can be reached at?
407-435-2400.
Okay, we'll get one out there. Thanks for calling.
Thanks.
And Ms. Rumph, do those CAD reports, are you able to tell from those if, you mentioned earlier that you update or change events in that system as things go on. Do any of those reports indicate whether the police actually made contact with anybody in connection with any of those incidents?
Yes, on 2 of them.
Which 2, please?
Just one moment, please. On event 2011-218-2217, which would be dated August 6, 2011, we did make contact with 2 subjects.
And what was does the code that's entered in the records tell you sort of what happened or if anything else happened beyond that?
On this particular call, they did a field contact report.
So there's nothing beyond that?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. What was the second one?
The second one was dated August 1st, 2011, and we came in contact with 2 subjects, and
I'm sorry, August 1st?
I'm sorry, October 1st, 2011. And we came in contact with 2 subjects.
Okay, so then again, no further,
No report taken.
thank you. No other questions, Joe?
Okay, Cross?
Yes, thank you. Let's start with the last first, Ms. Rumph, if we could. So, on the call of October 1st, 2011, police were dispatched, correct?
Correct.
And they actually found the people that Mr. Zimmerman called in about, correct?
They ran 2 names, yes, sir.
Right.
2 subjects, yes, sir.
That's in response to the phone call, right?
Yes, sir.
That was the phone call where he said it was late in the morning, wasn't it? Almost 1 o'clock in the morning?
00:53 hours, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And there were 2 black males in a white Impala hanging out by the gate in their late 20s, early 30s, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Does that form tell you anything else about the contact with those people?
No, this one does not.
Did it tell you, for example, that they were residents or not residents?
This one does not.
Would it have been a field contact even filled out if they had been residents?
You would have to ask the responding unit that on that particular case.
Okay, good. Who is that?
The responding officers on this case were, just one second. Officer Jack Murray.
Murray?
Yes, sir.
Agency?
Sanford Police Department.
Okay. So he would be able to clear up for us and fill in more of the facts about this case, correct?
Correct. And there's also another officer,
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Jordan Beecham, also Sanford Police Department.
Okay. And describe what exactly a field report is. Just when officers do respond?
It's when you come in contact with a person and you're just obtaining basic information on the person.
Gotcha. There could also have been additional paperwork generated by Sanford Police Department, correct?
On this particular event,
Yes, let's say yes on this one.
if it was, it would not be to my knowledge.
It doesn't all go to, you're just looking at the non-emergency or 911 call data, correct?
Correct.
And that ends with something like a dispatch or a field report where they may send it back to you. We did a field report on this incident.
On this particular incident, sir, they cleared it with the disposition of V. Victor, which is an indication of no report.
Gotcha.
On the other event, the disposition code was a Q Quebec, which is field contact, which means that they did obtain the information and one of the subjects did live there.
Okay. So let's then go to the other field contact, the one on 8/6 of 2011.
Yes,
That was the concern about the youth matching the description of a previous recent burglary, correct?
correct.
Okay. And there was a field contact with that?
On this, there was.
Okay. And it was identified that one of the people lived in the subdivision, correct?
If I remember correctly, yes, sir.
Now, do you know on the 2212 event? Let's go to that one for a minute.
Okay.
Were you aware that the person who was identified in that report was arrested for a burglary in that neighborhood and he lived in that subdivision?
No, I'm not aware of that. It's not indicated.
So we've talked about 8/6, 10/11. I'm sorry, 10/1/11.
Yes.
Any other information on your discovery besides what you've talked about so far?
No, sir.
You've had a chance, have you ever been a dispatch or a 911 operator yourself? Is that how you moved up the ranks or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you've actually probably listened to, I'm going to guess, thousands of these calls?
Yes.
Okay. You've heard these here today, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Individually, and then as a whole, individually, the August 3rd, 2011 phone call, did you hear anything of concern to you and Mr. Zimmerman's voice, the way he was presenting himself?
Objection, just be honest. She's testifying as a records custodian.
Sustained.
It would be here at the bench, Your Honor?
No, you can call her as your own witness.
Can I call her now, out of order?
No.
So not to waste her time or ours?
No.
Is there anything in your database that would suggest that the system, those who view the system, had any concerns with 5 calls over 6 months being placed by one person? Is there any?
Can you read?
Sure. Any concerns with the fact that a concerned citizen called 5 times in 6 months?
By myself or by?
Well, I guess I can't ask you your personal opinion yet until you're my witness. So specifically to the system, I mean, do you identify or highlight problem callers, prank callers, so that you know what it is? Do you guys record or have some database that addresses things like that?
No, we do not.
Okay. In your experience, not to the particular calls, but is this an unusual amount of calls in 6 months from a neighborhood watch person involved in his community?
I would not be able to answer that without going back and doing research
Yes, ma'am.
to an event related such as this.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor, for your questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. May Ms. Rumph be excused?
Certainly.
Do you still want her?
Unfortunately not. We're going to have to leave her
Okay,
as our witness.
you're excused, subject to being recalled. You may leave the courtroom now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Call your next witness, please.
Then we call Rachel Gentile.
Okay, folks, you heard the name Rachel Gentile, previously known as Witness 8. This was the person on the phone with Trayvon Martin the night he was shot and killed. She's walking into the courtroom now, courtroom 5D. We anticipate this to be, if nothing short of interesting, to spell out what she heard on the other end, Bill. This is a witness that everyone's been waiting to hear from.
Interesting to say the least,
Rachel Gentile, again, there are some things online that state that she has put various blogs out on online. We'll see if that comes up in cross-examination regarding her day in court today. But again, she is the person that was on the phone with Trayvon Martin. Again, she said that the phone went silent, and then moments later, Trayvon Martin was shot and killed. Let's go back to courtroom 5D. This is Witness 8, Rachel Gentile.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Rachel Gentile, Jentel.
Ms. Gentile, what is your date of birth?
February the 1st, 1994.
And you are how old right now?
19.
Okay. Have you previously gone by the name of Diamond or Dee Dee, nicknames?
Yes.
Okay. And you currently live in Miami?
Yes.
Where were you born?
Miami.
Okay. Where did you grow up?
Miami.
Okay. Is your family originally from where?
Haiti and Dominican.
Haiti and the Dominican Republic?
Yes.
Okay. Was your mother born in Haiti?
Yes.
And do you live with your mother?
Yes.
Are you going to school at this time?
Yes.
And what school are you going to?
Miami Northern Senior High.
And what grade will you be in starting in the fall?
12.
While you were growing up in Miami, did you become friends with a person by the name of Trayvon Martin?
Yes.
In fact, did you go to elementary school with him?
Objections leading.
I'll be glad to rephrase it. While you were in elementary school, did you meet Trayvon Martin when he was in school with you?
Yes.
Okay. And later, specifically in February of 2012, last year, did you end up having contact with him again?
Yes.
Okay. Specifically in February of 2012, did he end up coming by your neighborhood, and did you end up
He came
talking
around
to
my
him?
area.
Okay. Did you ever actually formally go out on a date with him?
No. We were just friends.
I want to focus on February 26th of 2012, that Sunday. Were you living in Miami, and were you in Miami on that date?
Yes.
Okay. And were you aware that Trayvon Martin was up in Sanford on that day?
Yes.
Okay. Did you talk to Trayvon Martin that day on the telephone?
Yes.
And during that day, did you talk to him several times on the phone?
Yes.
Back in February of 2012, was your phone number 786-419-3726?
Yes.
And was Trayvon Martin's number 786-312-9558?
Yes.
Okay. Having interacted with Trayvon Martin prior to talking to him that day, do you know what type of phone did he have? Did he have a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. And did he have a cell phone that had, I don't know what you call those things?
Headset.
Headset?
Yes.
And do you know how that was controlled?
Yes.
How was it controlled?
He had a headset.
Like
right
plugs
there.
going into your ear, and
yeah,
you have a button?
button to talk to,
Okay.
like a speaker.
Now, that evening, were you all talking on the telephone?
Yes.
And did he describe something to you that occurred?
Yes.
Okay. I want to focus, when you were talking to him on the phone, did he describe being at a particular place and the weather conditions?
Yes.
Tell us about that if you could.
What happened at the store, or?
Yes, at the store.
He was going to the store for his future stepbrother, I think named Chad.
Okay. Did he say what he was going to go get at the store?
A candy in Arizona.
Okay. Did he tell you the particular store that he was going to, or was
No, corner store in this.
And did he describe the weather condition, whether it was sunny, rainy, snowing,
It
or
was
what?
about to rain when he was going.
Okay.
It was about to rain when it was going.
Now, did that conversation with Trayvon Martin continue throughout there, and then also what followed?
Yes.
Okay. And during your conversations with Trayvon Martin, at some points did your phone and his disconnect?
Yes.
Okay. And did either he call you back or you call him back?
He called me back.
Okay. Now, at some point, did Trayvon Martin describe going back to the neighborhood, to the retreat of Twin Lakes, the complex where he was staying at?
Yes.
Okay. I want to pick up from there. Did he describe when he was at the complex something happening?
Yes.
Tell us, if you can, what he described happening.
A man was watching him.
When When he told you that a man was watching him, did you say anything to him?
No, I didn't think it was a big idea.
I'm sorry.
I did not think it was a big idea, so no.
And-
I did not think it was a big idea, so I did
Okay.
not.
What happens is sometimes you've got two microphones, so it might be a little confusing. Could you just, either move or, that's all right, just get close. You're doing fine, but you have to get close to the microphone so everybody can hear you. Especially this lady right here in front, she's taking everything down, so she needs to be able to hear you. And did he then say something was happening? Or-
Yeah, he
Okay.
said the man kept watching him.
Okay, and tell us what happened then.
As he was telling me, the man, he kept complaining that man was just watching him, and I just said how the man looked like.
Okay, hold on.
I would object to the narrative form of the testimony.
I'll be glad to rephrase. Or-
Please, could you please speak up so everybody can hear? Thank you. Go ahead and wait for the question, ask the question.
You've got a very soft voice, but we make sure everybody can hear you, both sides and everybody, okay?
Yeah,
All right. Mr. Martin, Trayvon Martin complained.
yeah,
What was he complaining about?
that a man just kept watching him.
Yeah, I object to the narrative form of the testimony as opposed to the questions of what was said and what the response was.
Okay, if your objection is narrative, it is overruled. You may ask your next question.
After he said that, did you say anything back to him, or did he say anything back to you?
Yes, I asked him how the man looked like. He
And
just told me the man looked creepy and
he said the man looked creepy.
creepy white.
Okay.
Excuse my language, cracker.
Okay, and what did you say? Okay, they're having trouble hearing you, so take your time.
Creepy ass cracker
Okay, creepy ass cracker.
was just looking at him, and I said, oh.
Okay, and I know you grew up in a Haitian family, so make sure that everybody can hear you. Try to speak as clear and okay.
Okay, can you repeat what your answer was, please?
Creepy ass, what's the question?
The question was, they want you to repeat your answer. When you said what you asked him, what the
I
man
had
looked
asked
like.
him how the man looked like. He looked like a creepy ass cracker.
Okay, let me make sure we got that. Creepy
Ass cracker.
cracker.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what you recall him saying?
Yes.
Okay. And is that to mean you mean like a white individual?
Yes, Caucasian.
What did you say to him, or what did he say to you after that?
So he told me the man was looking at him, so I had to think it might have been a rapist. So he don't know the area, it might have been a rapist.
Okay.
So he told me the man was looking at him, so I had to think it might be a rapist?
Yes.
Okay. Were you saying?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer.
Okay, she's going to repeat it. Could you please repeat your answer?
Go ahead.
So he told me the man was looking at him, so I had to think it might be a rapist. She said something after that, but I didn't hear what she said.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry, Madam Court Reporter. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready, thank you.
Could you repeat your answer? You said you told him the man might be a rapist?
Yes.
Okay. And what else did you say to him, and what did he say to you?
No, stop playing with him like that.
I'm sorry.
Stop playing.
With him like that.
Mr. Trayvon Martin told you stop playing with him like that, like
Yeah.
stop joking like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened next?
I told him, okay, then why he keep looking at you? So,
Okay. Did Mr. Martin say the guy kept looking at him?
yeah, and then he just told me he just going to try to lose him.
Okay.
But I start walking back home, because the rain calmed a little bit down.
Okay. So Mr. Martin told you he was going to try to lose the man?
Yeah, but I start walking home.
Okay. And did you say anything to him?
No, we're just talking, and
Okay.
then he told me the man following him now.
Okay.
Man following him.
Yeah.
The man kept following him?
Yes.
Okay. Did he?
Objection. Mr. De La Ronda misstated the witness's testimony in his question. Could we repeat?
I'll be glad.
Just restate your question, and if you could give your answer slowly for us and loud.
You mentioned Trayvon Martin told you this man was looking at him,
Yes.
correct? You told him that,
This is leading now.
I'm trying to get to the point.
You're objecting that you can't understand what she's saying. We're trying to get the answer in. So if you could please give us your answer. Ask your question. Give us your answer as slowly and clearly and loudly as you can. Have a seat.
It's really hard for me to see the witness. If I'm seated, we have an obstruction issue in the court.
Okay, this is the first witness that you're telling me you're having an issue with seeing. If you need to move your seat to another place at the table, you may feel free to do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Dale, ask your question, please.
You mentioned that Trayvon Martin said something to you, and you said something back to him. Now follow up after you said about the man.
He started walking home.
Yes.
He started walking home. He told me
Let me stop you. He said he started walking home?
yeah, he's going to leave the area where the mailing area at. He's going to leave the mailing area where he was at.
Mailing area?
Yeah, where you get your mail.
All right, and I'll make sure that everybody understands what you're saying. Did you say, he said he's gonna leave the mailing area where he's at?
Yes.
Okay, what did you take that to mean?
As he's leaving the area, he said he's gonna start walking home.
Okay,
So-
then what happened?
So, and then we started talking about something else, about the All-Star game, telling me the All-Star game, telling me go check for him
All right,
if it's on.
okay. So Mr. Martin told you he was leaving the mailing area where he was
Yeah.
at,
And then,
and you started talking about something else.
yeah,
What did you and Mr. Martin talk about?
the All-Star game.
The All-Star game meaning what? The basketball All-Star
The
game?
All-Star game that was happening that day.
Okay,
To
then
check
what happened?